What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here with another predicted lineup video for you guys. We have got Newcastle at home as the Premier League returns after that tiring trip to North Macedonia on Thursday. Do you think the players are going to be suffering from, tiredness?
Hopefully not. We all know these Europa League trips is always the worry, isn't it? Everyone says how tiring the Europa League is. Hopefully there's enough changes made in the team to freshen up a bit. We can't really use it as an excuse. I know games are coming thick and fast, but I think the gap between Thursday and Sunday should be okay. It's when you get to like Tuesday for the Chelsea game and Thursday for Haifa, that's when I should really worry. But for Newcastle, can't be any excuses going into this game.
100%. I mean, Newcastle were a bit of a bogey team to us last couple of years. Beat us at the Tottenham Stadium, was it last year or the year before?
Last year they beat us, yeah.
So,
can't take it lightly.
Exactly, can't take it lightly. The players should be there to get their revenge. But let's get into the predicted lineup, and let's start off with the team news and the doubts and the injuries. What can you tell me?
Yeah, so Ndombele, Mourinho was talking about him pre-match. He was saying how impressed he was about his game in Shkendia, and how he played 90 minutes, his first 90 minutes since the 28th of December. And he said that we have to assess Ndombele's condition after playing those 90 minutes of football. And he's not guaranteed to be fit for the weekend, but we'll assess him. So he could be fit, but they're going to have an assessment before the game.
And also The Athletic came out with and said that it's going to take him 2-3 weeks to get proper 100% fully fit.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if he's kind of left out the 11 and sits on the bench for this one. Tanganga's still a doubt. Bale, obviously, he's still out. Mourinho confirming he's out for the weekend. And Reguilón has been back in training and he's ready to train with the first team. However, Mourinho said he's not match fit yet and is unlikely to feature this weekend. So he's also a major doubt. He's probably not going to feature either. So those are the main players who are out for this weekend.
There's also a slight question mark on Pierre-Emile Højbjerg as well. Obviously, Romeo rode over his ankle against Southampton. And he wasn't featured out in Shkendia, not on the bench at all. I don't think he travelled.
There's a few rumours that he's got an ankle injury. Nothing confirmed. Nothing's been said about his injury or anything. It could be nothing. Maybe he was just rested for Shkendia, but maybe he actually has picked up an injury. So I guess we'll wait and see on Sunday. Nothing's been said pre-match about him. So sounds like it's going to be okay.
Hopefully. But we all know those rolls over the ankle can be really bad.
And we all know...
But he played 90 minutes that week.
That's true. He didn't go off.
He carried on.
And we all know Levy and the medical team always, sometimes they just get up to things. Like they keep things under wraps and you never know what's going on occasionally. Like sometimes they don't even mention the player for weeks and he just never features and he's injured or whatever. So we'll have to see on this one. Exactly, that's happened so many times. We've got PTSD on those issues, I think. But hopefully Pierre-Emile Højbjerg will be okay.
All right, so we're going for 4-2-3-1 formation. In goal, Hugo Lloris.
Back in, obviously.
Back in after Joe Hart, competent display. Didn't really have much thrown at him, did he? Mm-hmm. So Hugo Lloris in goal. Right back, we're talking about Doherty to come back in.
Aurier obviously played on Thursday, had a good game. I think he played well. So if he did play, I wouldn't be disappointed because I think he deserves it. But I think we see Doherty, at least Mourinho sees Doherty at the moment as our number one. So I think he's coming back in.
Although Aurier did do more in that 90 minutes against Shkendia than Doherty's done in those 3 games, I thought.
Yeah, you could argue that, but I think Doherty, he wants to give Doherty a proper run in the team, so I think he's going to start him.
You can see, as David Harris mentioned on the fan cams last night, that he doesn't look fully fit. He's not playing like he's fully fit.
He's had a week break now, so...
So hopefully, the more games he plays, the more match fitness he gets.
But he's had a week break, so he should be fresh.
Yeah. And then... right centre-back, we're going to go for Davinson Sanchez. Because we were discussing this for a while. We weren't sure, because obviously we're putting Dyer on the left-hand side. We weren't sure who was going to partner Dyer in the centre-back positions.
Yeah, I'm thinking they've got some pacey players and they've got a big lump of in Joe Linton up front. So I feel like we're going to need some physicality at the back end. So I think Sanchez gets the nod here.
Okay, so Sanchez and Dyer. Left-back... as you said before, Reguilón's not fit yet, so it looks like Ben Davies is going to slot in there yet again.
Yeah.
Ever present so far, isn't he, Ben Davies?
He has been. He's played every single game, and he's been okay. Not been amazing. It's been standard Ben Davies pretty much. And hopefully, when Reguilón comes in, he's a bit of an upgrade. But I think Reguilón probably make his debut maybe against Chelsea. I'm thinking.
And then the double pivot, we're going to go for Højbjerg and Winks.
Yeah, I was undecided whether Sissoko was going to play because he obviously hasn't played in a few games now.
We mentioned this yesterday, how Sissoko is going to find it hard to get minutes this season.
Yeah, I think the problem Sissoko finds is Mourinho doesn't like him in a double pivot. We've now got so many options out wide. He's going to find it very difficult to get us any playing time out wide. I think his best position really that Mourinho will probably like him is probably a box to box in a midfield three. And at the moment, obviously we've got Ndombele. At the moment we're playing kind of a 4-2-3-1. So he doesn't like him in the defensive role in a 4-2-3-1 because he doesn't see him as positionally strong enough. He doesn't like him in the other role because he doesn't see him as good enough technically on the ball. So he's kind of the odd man out at the moment. So I think he's going to struggle to really find a place in that 4-2-3-1. Only really in a 4-3-3 will he maybe find some playing time, I feel.
Do you feel that when we do move to that 4-3-3 and we have the fullbacks pushing up a bit more, Reguilon and Doherty or Aurier on either side, two fullbacks completely bombing it forward, he might find more joy then, because he can cover back the fullbacks and that kind of...
Yeah, but that's another problem. He doesn't see him as a positional midfielder. He doesn't see him as a midfielder who likes to anchor the midfield.
Do you feel that's a mistake from Jose, though?
No, because he's been absolutely right. I think he's been absolutely right. I think Sissoko isn't positionally strong enough. He's kind of at his best when he's when he's allowed to kind of be that all-action midfielder. When he's out to charge forward, when he's out to press back. But he's not at his best when he's stuck in having to anchor in midfield and stay at the back. He's definitely not his best when he's forced to create and forced to be an attacker. He has to be a bit of both. That's why he has to kind of be a box-to-box in a 4-3-3 for me.
Okay, and next to Højbjerg, we're going to go for Harry Winks.
Well, this is if Højbjerg's fit. I think if Højbjerg is injured, I think Sissoko does come in.
Yeah. So for argument's sake, let's go for Højbjerg. Yeah. But if Højbjerg is injured, then Sissoko, we're guessing he's going to be there. Next to him, next to Højbjerg, we're going to go for Harry Winks.
Yeah. I think, look, in a perfect world, Ndombele's fit and he starts. But at the moment, I know Winks got hauled off after the hour, but obviously we all know Mourinho is a massive fan of Winks, and in midfield we need someone who's able to get the ball down and play passes quickly into the attackers. So if it's not Ndombele, it has to be Winks for me.
You say moving the ball. I mean, that's my biggest criticism of Winks the last few games is that he slows the game down. So he needs to improve on.
But he shouldn't. That's not his game. His game is like there are some players who it's like part of their game to slow the game down. But that isn't part of his game.
I agree with you. It's not his role. It's not what he does, but it's what has been happening the last couple of games.
He's got to play his way out of that rut. He's got to be able to do what we know he can do. So hopefully that's the role he'll be given, and that's hopefully what he'll do in this game.
And on the right-hand side of the attack, we're going to go for Lucas Moura. Obviously, he came on with half an hour to go, 25 minutes to go out in North Macedonia. So we're going to go for him to slot back in.
Yeah, I think he did all right when he came on. He was atrocious against Southampton, but hopefully he'll learn from that and he'll be a lot better in this game.
You not feel Lamela has a shout?
I think Lamela does have a shout. I think he does because I think he did quite well as well in Macedonia, but he likes Lucas, doesn't he? He absolutely loves Lucas Moura. So we've got a lot of games coming up, so I can see Lucas starting in this one.
Yeah, and you got the feeling like Lamela will still get a lot of minutes in the next week. In the middle, we're going to go for Giovanni Lo Celso. I mean, I think if Ndombele was fit and 100% playing, you would put Ndombele kind of further back and keep Lo Celso there. So you think Lo Celso's guaranteed to be the number 10 this game?
I think Lo Celso's definitely... Look, Lo Celso, he hasn't started the last two games. He's come on both times and changed the game both times.
Yeah.
If you think about our games this season, Everton, no Lo Celso. Plovdiv, we won 2-1. Lo Celso started. Southampton 1-0 at half time. Lo Celso comes on, wins the game for us. And Shkendia 1-0. Lo Celso comes on and wins the game. So literally, Lo Celso is like the hub of the team at the moment. And I think it's vital. I know Premier League is our bread and butter, and so it's a very important game. So I think he needs to start this game for sure.
And then on the left-hand side, we're going to go for Heung-min Son, also ever present this season. He's been absolutely sensational.
Yeah. He's we're running him I'm worried running him to the ground a bit because he's playing every game, but I think he should get a rest on Tuesday. So I think Son definitely starts this game.
Well, we're playing Chelsea though. We can't take that game lightly.
We can't, but it's the fact of the matter is it's the least important game. It just is. So we've got United in the league, Haifa in the Europa League where we need to win that game. So Chelsea, unfortunately, we're not going to play a youth team, but Son I think has to have a rest in that game.
And then up front, obviously, Harry Kane.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just run through that lineup one more time. So that's Hugo Lloris, Matt Doherty, Davinson Sanchez, Eric Dyer, Ben Davis, Højbjerg and Winks in the double pivot with Lucas Lo Celso, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane up top. If that's the team, what prediction are you going for? Because Newcastle made some nice signings this summer.
They've made some decent signings. They're gonna. We all know what Steve Bruce's Newcastle are going to come and do. They're going to make it difficult for us. They're going to have a low block. They're going to sit back and hope for a counter attack. And I don't know if Saint Maximin is fit or not, but if he is fit, he's their main threat on the counter, and you really have to be wary of him. And him up against Matt Doherty kind of is a bit worrying if that's the case. Hopefully, if it looks like this is going to be a game where we're more dominant on possession.
Hope so.
So, well, you say let's hope so. We're actually much better when we're not dominating possession. So we'll have to wait and see. Just like the case when we played them at St James's Park a couple of months ago, we didn't dominate, yet we had the better chances and we end up winning the game.
Yeah. This
one, I can see them frustrating us, but hopefully, if with Lo Celso starting, Kane up top, I'm going to go 2-0 to Tottenham. I keep predicting clean sheets. We haven't kept a clean sheet yet this season. So hopefully this will be the first one.
We're waiting for Skriniar.
Yeah, it's true. We are waiting for Skriniar, definitely.
Look, I'm going to go for 2-1 to Spurs. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it always is when we play Newcastle. They always give us a good game. And I'm feeling like 2-1. They're good signings. Callum Wilson, he's guaranteed to score against us after
That's
we've
also
been
it's a good shout, Callum Wilson as well. Yeah.
We've been linked with him all summer, so he's guaranteed to score against us. Ryan Fraser as well, another player we've been linked with. Them two, they got telepathic link-up play like they did in Bournemouth. So I think I back those two to do really well at Newcastle. I really do. And apart from that, Jeff Hendrick as well. He's scored already for Newcastle. So I think they've made some really good signings. I think they can push the top 10 this season, Newcastle. I really do.
They have made some good signings, yeah. And Bruce it's underrated. He's done a decent job there.
Definitely. All the Newcastle fan base was slating that appointment.
They already relegated themselves after he got appointed.
And no one can argue with that appointment now. No one. So look, Newcastle, good side, but I think we're going to edge it 2-1. Hopefully we get an early goal again and we can settle some nerves. But look, I'm going for 2-1 win.
And I think it's important we keep this winning run going. I know it's two of them in Europa League, but I think momentum is very key in football, and having a good atmosphere around the team is definitely very important. So although Newcastle are going to make it difficult, we have to just get over the line and get the win today. And with such a chock-a-block week, we need to get off with a win.
I mean, they had an awful performance last week in the Premier League. I think they lost 3-0
to Brighton. Yeah.
To Brighton.
So they're going to want to.
They came back out in the League Cup. I know it was against Morecambe, but they won 7-0. They're going to want to put their Premier League form right on the weekend.
I can see this being a very difficult game, to be honest. I can see Newcastle making this very, very hard.
It will be very difficult for sure. It will be.
It's not going to be a walk in the park, but just hopefully, like we did against them back at the end of last season, get an early goal and open up the game a bit.
Definitely. All right, so there you have it. That is our predicted lineup. Let me know who would be in your predicted lineup. Let me know your predicted scoreline as well. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.